if you want to go beyond minor and major chords to suspended 4, suspended 2, minor 7, major 7, minor 7 flat 5, or chords like that, which we often come across in popular music, and you're not very sure about how the pattern or how the formulae work behind, then this video will be of help for you. Many of us, we know how we can extend. For example, A major chord, we can extend using the index finger. We can play using the same pattern, and the index finger you can play A sharp, B, C. Similarly, use from A minor plus 1 and put the index finger, gives us A sharp minor, B minor, C minor, etc. E minor, whatever you want to play, you can start using the same pattern. So you don't have to, you understand that this is a E minor and this is an F minor, and you understand that it came from the A minor plus 1 and putting the index finger, so that you don't have to, you're no more confused about why would this be E minor, how will you be able to play a E minor here, etc. And there are practical uses, right? If like for example I want to play something like this is D minor and A minor, more than playing open strings, if I know immediately that I can extend the A minor pattern and that E minor pattern plus 1 and index finger gives me the A minor, then I have the D minor and A minor pattern here ready. One more time. Let us take the E major for example. Plus 1 and put the index finger gives us F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, etc. So you can find, for example, if you want a B here, you know that this is a B, and even if you're playing cardinally, like you understand that okay, this partial chord is basically a B major where I'm only playing the 6th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st strings. Similarly, you can extend to play the other chords also. All you have to understand is where the minor second, major second, all these intervals where they appear with respect to the root. So starting point is to understand that okay, this kind of A minor pattern or this kind of a B minor pattern, which is an extension from the A minor, the root is on the 3rd string. So the 2nd string layer gives us all the minor 3rd, major 2nd, all those intervals are available on the 2nd string. These intervals are what will help you make the, for example, suspended 4th, major chord, minor and suspended 2. So that is it. So wherever you have the, a chord, major chord or minor chord, and you identify the root, for example, this is here is G, the root is there on the 4th, 6th and 1st strings. For our purposes, we will take the root on the 4th string. 4th string root, 3rd string will have all these layers of minor 3rd, major 3rd, perfect 4th and major 2nd. So if I start going here, major 3rd, major chord, it's using a major 3rd here on the 3rd string, 4th fret. If I go -1 here, letting the index finger play the 3rd string, basically I am playing the minor 3rd interval. The major 3rd has been changed to minor 3rd interval, I get the minor chord. Similarly, major 3rd plus 1 here is a perfect 4th. If I have a chord where the 3rd has been substituted with the 4th, then it's a suspended 4th chord. That's it. Let us take a D major chord for example. D major root is on the, here in this case root is on the 2nd and 4th strings. 2nd string 3rd fret is a D. 1st string will have the major 3rd, minor 3rd, perfect 4th and major 2nd intervals. Now I'm playing 1st string F sharp, it's a major 3rd. Plus 1 will give me the D suspended 4th. -1 will give me the D minor. Go one more further here, it's a suspended, D suspended 2, because any chord with where the 3rd has been replaced by suspended by a major 2nd interval is a suspended 2 chord. These are usually chords which appear a lot. For example, this particular song is basically just moving the major 3rd to perfect 4th and then the minor 3rd and major 2nd, giving us opportunity to play it as a chord melody without changing any other finger. Similarly, one more layer, if you want to play minor 7, major 7, all those chords, we just have to find the layer where we can change one note and get the change from major 7th to minor 7th. Usually, like just before the root there is major 7, and before the major 7th note there is minor 7. So you just have to find one more root somewhere. That is it. Once you know till the 7th chords, finding all those 9th, 11th and all those other variations is just a matter of addition. Like it's kind of like what we did in chemistry. A double bond O is a ketone, OH is alcohol, and the moment you put a thing like that, you already can name it in a particular way. Similarly, like 7th chords, they are basically 4 7th chords. 2 of them derived from the major chord and 2 of them derived from the minor chord. Minor chord, for example, let us take A minor. Like I said, you can always find a major 7th or minor 7th interval just before the root. A is the root. third string. I have two options here. One option I'll take now. Okay, I take the third string second fret A root. If I move the third string second fret to third string first fret without any changing anything else, what I'm doing is basically to the minor chord, because A is still, the root is still there on the fifth string open. To the minor chord, I'm adding a major seventh interval, which is a minor major seventh chord. Instead of the major seventh interval, if I go one more minus on the third string, that's letting the third string open sound, then basically I'm playing the minor seventh chord. So remember this chord and note, and don't get confused. Minor chord plus minor seventh interval, minor seventh chord. Minor chord plus major seventh interval, minor major seventh. It's not very used. That one, I think it's the first chord from harmonic minor harmony. For example, it has the minor third and the major seventh, right? Even melodic minor will have that. Okay, good. So that is how we do it. Like minor, the seventh chords, you just have to remember. Start with the minor chord. If you add the minor seventh interval, there's a G. Also possible, because here you have a root A minus 1, one more minus gives me the minor seventh interval. A plus minor seventh, A minor plus minor seventh gives me the A minor seventh interval. It's a major sixth interval. A minor plus major sixth gives me the A minor sixth chord. A minor plus the major seventh interval gives me the A minor major seventh chord. If you start with the A major chord instead, yeah, make sure you click the link below and get all those resources. So there are some resources on family of chords and stuff like that, and also one more video, a longer video where I'm explaining how, explaining a little bit more on a few different positions, all these concepts about minor, major, minor seven, major seventh, and everything. It's free, and you have the option to get all these sheets and everything if you wish to, as PDF and chord diagrams and everything. Yeah, not exactly chord diagrams. That's not accurate. We are doing the formulae. We are understanding based on each root string. We are understanding where you can find the other minor third, major third, other intervals, and then it's just a matter of understanding those formulae one time, formula and pattern one time, and you don't have, you won't be anymore be surprised about playing any of these chords by extending them all over the fretboard. That is our method. Basically, that's how I also remember. If I know a B minor 7 flat 5, I also know a D minor 7 flat 5, because the root on the third string, I find the D on the third string and I can apply the same pattern. So this is the method we follow. Okay, let's get back to A major. If I'm adding a major plus a major seventh chord on the first string, G sharp, I have the A major seventh chord. Instead, if I am using the A major chord and I'm adding a minor seventh chord, minor seventh note on the first string, it's called a dominant seventh chord, or simply called a seventh chord. So if you want a seventh chord, all you have to do is you have the start with the major chord, then find the minor seventh interval. The minor seventh is always -2 from the root. A minus 2, A, G sharp, G. If you can add a G to the major chord, you already have the A seventh chord. If you can add a G sharp to the A chord, A major, you have the A major seventh. You can do it in any way. A major 7, this is A seventh, or you can play it. Possible. Let us take one more shape, just one more shape. This is a major. You know how? E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Okay. Root is here on the first, fourth, and sixth strings. Root is there. Okay. If I want a major 7, one way to play is I can think of this root -1. Add this. I have the major 7. This will work. Other way is this A. I can also find it here, right? First and second string, they're separated by a factor of 5. First string 5 will be same as second string 10. If this is root, here will be major 7. I can add it to the major chord, or this will be the minor 7th. I can add it to the major chord. So, for example, this is also a 7th chord. It's as simple as that. The root, understand where the minor 7, major 7, which string it can appear. In this pattern, root is on the fourth string. Minor third, major third, all of them will appear on the third string. Minor 7, major 7, you can play it on the second string, or the major 7th you can play it on the first string. Similarly with D also, right? D, you have the root here and on the fourth string open also. If I want a D major 7th, all I have to do is root -1, D major 7th. Root -2 is D 7th, and one more minus is D major 6. I just added a B extra here. That's just by habit. So this is how it goes. Like I said, have a look at the link below. It starts with some family of chords kind of stuff, and you will get a full PDF on how to use family of chords, derive chords from the scale, and understand that okay, each note there are 3 different chord possibilities. Each chord can again be used for 3 notes. That is something obvious. Then there will also be a longer video where I'll explain some more about how you can use the pattern and by understanding which string has the minor third, major third, minor seven, major seven, all those things, you can just pick them up and form your own chords without having to look for the chord diagram. Or any of these chords are equivalent. Like somebody else may play it in a different way, you may play it in a different way, but as long as the formula is there and you can arrange it, like you can arrange the major seventh on the third string or on the first string depending on how you want it to sound. Minor seven, major seven, dominant seven, major seven, minor seven, flat five. Basically you play a minor seventh, then you find where the fifth note is, do a flat five. That's as simple as that. Minor seven, flat five. Don't anymore be afraid of long chords like C9, for example. If you know the formula, it is like C7. C7, you know that it's C major chord plus the minor seventh interval. Minor 7, how do you find? C minus 2, B flat. You find a B flat somewhere, you have the C7th chord now. For the C9, all you have to do is again you add the major second interval. For C, it is C, C sharp, D. You add the D on the second string. Just here, I'm just playing the fifth also on the first string, you don't have to. This is C9th chord. If I want a C13th on the guitar especially, you will just have to add the major sixth interval. For C, A is the major sixth interval, I have played it here. C13. Keyboard, you can even add the 11th interval like this. And you will, if you're interested in jazz and stuff like that, you may find in popular jazz pop you won't find too many. 7 suspended fourth or something you may find, but if you're really into jazz and if you're going through some jazz textbooks, you may find more chords with sharp 11. The longer chord names may appear again, but it's the same thing you have to do. If you have a sharp 11, if it's a C chord, you understand that okay, there has to be that sharp fourth interval has to be there. F sharp will be there somewhere in the chord. Like that, you can keep on building the chords once you understand the basic formula, basic patterns of chord, and then understand that you can include intervals and make them into any kind of chord which you want to play. That is it. See you. Use the link. Okay. See you then.